Tonight's topic is we're going to talk about the future of Tarkov, where we believe it's lacking and where we're going to go in the future, hopefully, and our ideas on what a good endgame would be in Tarkov. So it's all going to be pretty much about Tarkov tonight. Maybe in the future we're going to talk a bit more about Scum, because I think we're all going to play Scum at some point just to check it out over the next few weeks. And yeah, so without further ado, let's move on to obviously the main topic being the future of Tarkov. So currently there is no endgame. If you've leveled to 40, and once you hit 40, you've unlocked everything. And right now, all we know is there's going to be an arena. Before I go any further, really, I should just say, we've got our lovely Ghost Freak 66 and also Slush Puppy in the house. And there'll be Anton to come. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Stop.
All right. So with the future of Tarkov, we've been told in the roadmap there's going to be an arena and some sort of endgame open world mode. That's all we know. But at the moment, we've got nothing to do besides make up our own little things. So effectively, we'll start with Ghost. You've hit level 40. What have you been doing to make pretty much an endgame for yourself?
I mean, I've been testing out ammos, armors, keeping myself busy with some meme runs, keeping the community, just keeping up the chat, just trying to, keep myself busy. But I'm a very PvP guy, so, if you give me something to shoot, I'll probably shoot it for like 1,000 hours, but it's still going to get to the point where I go, cool. If there's only hatchlings I'm shooting, I'm probably going to get fucking bored, right? So I'm just out there running for kills at this point, trying to test out stuff. That's about it.
Don't we all get bored of the hatchling? Just so fucking many of them.
Yeah.
They're just everywhere. Like every factory I go into, 5 hatchling. And then I go in there undergeared, like going in there undergeared today, and then there's geared 5-man tour clans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can only test for so long. That's the issue, really. So until the new content comes out, you're effectively just running meme runs and circles around doing it for what? So what have you been doing, Slush, to keep yourself going?
Oh, I started doing my pistol challenge today, so I'm leveling a new account. I got a standard account, which is absolute balls. I completely apologize to anyone that said, hey, you can make it on a standard account. You can't. That's a lie. The stash is way too small. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I've just started doing pistol rounds. I'm looking at level 40 just using pistols, and it's going fine. Like, I'm already level 15. It's actually easier than I thought it was, especially using the TT. But like, it's just like everyone knows that I'm a bit of the kind of like a meme sort of guy. I like doing the random crap, and I thought, it'd be funny. I'll just do the whole thing with a pistol. And so I was like, let's do it. And obviously, inspired by Pests 1 to 40s. I'm not going to stay up all night though. I'm not crazy, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're not pissed.
I'm gonna. I'll just level to 40. Like I've done a hardcore account before. I didn't really enjoy going around and picking up all the ammo like Deadly does. He's a lot more of a survival sort of background than I am, with his DayZ background and stuff like that. So I don't really enjoy walking around picking up the ammo. I like to buy the conveniences. I like to have the convenience, but doing it with a pistol is a challenge for me. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to do that. And that's essentially my end game, is me. Otherwise, it's just, what am I going to do? Like, everyone will notice, anyone that's watched my stream for like the weeks before now, all I've been doing is running factory, just trying to get PvP or running customs. Like, I'm not even looting on Shoreline. If I run out of money, I'm just like killing people and selling crap. Like, I'm not even looting stuff anymore. There's no point. Like, it gets to that point where you just want to have exciting engagements with people, but it becomes difficult when you're just geared to the teeth. You're running every single raid with a ZSH and a Gen 4 armor and a VOW. It gets a bit...
And
you get over it?
I guess, in particular, us on Australian servers, it's like we can only base our excitement of how well we can get into a game against groups, etc., by the time of the day. Like, we know if it's not the prime time of the day, we can't get into... Like, we can barely find even a squad on a server or even just a duo. We might find a few, one or two geared people per map, and then the rest will be just hatchlings running
Yeah.
around. If we're lucky to get even that, like, unfortunately.
Yeah, even like one hatchling sometimes. And it sort of gets to the point where you relish coming across a hatchling where you'll be like, now I'm gonna play with my food, and then I did where I was on a 22 streak and I prodded the hatchling and he prodded me back in my bugged face shield and I died. So that's like the kind of thing that I was doing before I started doing my challenge, was going for streaks, like just trying to get a massive streak going. Just do like do how many raids can I do in a row? Like I was trying with Infamy to do like 50 raids in a row, and then I died bugs or whatever, or died glitched armor or just random crap. So it's like it's one of the things like we're trying to make these kind of these ultra challenges. Like everyone knows.
Yeah, the ultra challenges a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of going back to my lower end gear that I had with PP ammo and just going for these low end gear runs to try, because I always had it in my mind, if you were lower geared, you would run into more heavily geared guys, because I don't know how I go in with a fort fucking Alton and everything and I run into like 12 hatchlings. It's like a tank versus mice,
Yeah.
So I don't know. The other thing that also, I'm always busy trying to strive with the FOV and just the PvP mechanics of the game. And I'm actually making a video for Nikita about explaining, making it for Clean so that Clean can give it to Nikita so that we can get our PvP sorted out. The whole zooming in and losing FPS and the DPI scaling of certain scopes changing and armor. So I'm trying on that front to get the whole, PvP sorted. Trying my best. But yeah, trying also not to disturb them and their work.
I think personally for me, it's like every single wipe. So I've been playing since 0.5. I have tried to find ways to keep the game enjoyable post 40, and every wipe I've pretty much wiped my account or reset my account once or twice just to enjoy the game again. Because if you're not leveling, doing tasks, and just having some sort of purpose, you get a little bit... I don't know the exact word, but it's just like stagnant, stale.
Yeah.
By the way, Ghost, if we just get you to turn your microphone down just a touch, that'd be great.
I was on it. Yeah, it's done.
Cool. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is for me. So like, obviously, I do my I just did the 1 to 40 in a stream. That was crazy. But like, I think every single wipe I've hit 60 at least. But I don't like pushing for 69. I think it's just too grindy. Like, if I wanted to grind, I'd go into like World of Warcraft or something. I don't know. But it's just like, we've had our ways of making the game enjoyable, which kind of moves into what our main topic is like, where is the actual end game? Like, what is going to be the end game in our eyes? Like, personally, I see this arena. It's going to be some sort of like, because they've announced they're doing an arena. It's going to be pretty much us doing 1v1, 2v2, 3v3. I couldn't imagine there being a 5v5. I think that 5v5 might be a bit too chaotic, but it might work.
The chaos might be fun.
It might be. I feel like it'd be just like grenade, and then some sort of
the fucking massacres.
Okay, so if you got your gear back at the end of those things, could you imagine how many grenades people would take into that?
Yeah. I think if there's an arena, it has to be like all or nothing. Like, you go in, you survive, you keep your shit, you get out.
Yeah.
You lose.
And
get money or...
Yeah.
I'll tell you what would be an interesting way to do that is if you die, if your team dies, all of the gear that your team had is converted into rubles, and then the rubles are split between the surviving players and the other team, or between the other team. That'd be an interesting way to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think, would that...
Yeah.
I think you'll get rep as well, I don't know.
It needs to be a matchmaking.
Taking on a faction.
Like an MMR. Yeah. It has to be an MMR for it too.
Or you could have like rep traders, so you can only buy stuff from... There's like a
PvP.
PvP vendor.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like in World of Warcraft. Like, so it's got like...
Yes. Like, I was never a huge PvP advocate. I mean, I played it a little bit, but I never really did the arenas in Warcraft. And I remember there being an axe during Wrath of the Lich King that I really wanted, And so instead of actually doing it, I was going to go in my guild to log into my account and then use my Death Knight to run in his arena team, ranked him up to level to 1800, and then got the axe so I could use it for raiding.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about. I just want that axe. Like I just want that. Once I got that, that's all I need. And like with Tarkov, if you had a rep with a trader and you could only buy certain stuff from certain levels if you were high enough on the PvP band, that would make people continue to grind. Say you had like attrition over time, people who didn't PvP, their rep with him atrophied. They have to be PvPing to keep your rank up with him, and he sells dope gear or like cheaper gear or just like awesome shit.
You know,
like
it mustn't also be too hard. You know,
And
you gotta make it so that the PvP gods are the only guys able to get what these discounts.
Maybe it's purely not a actual
cost.
weapon.
Or
it's more aesthetic things. I was about to say that, like you
Oh,
get the
fuck yes.
coolest fucking mask in the game or some shit, and
or you get that front grip for the M4 that looks like a nutsack or whatever. Just stuff like that.
For my ideal, like I wanted to ask you guys, what's your ideal, end game? For me, it's the whole Daisy feel about it. You've done your work today, you're coming back home, you get the boys, it's this old wow, we're going fucking raiding for 12 hours, or something like that. And you're like, guys, we need fucking ammo, we need this, and we're gonna raid, let's say customs tonight, we're gonna go in there, 45 fucking 3-story, we're gonna have a ball over time, and that's how I feel Tarkov should be. You prepare, you get ready, you have your 5 guys, that picture, just that when I look at that picture, it just the picture in the Discord, that's like the perfect scenario for me. I want it to be like this, not just a raid base, but this open world where you can do everything you want. It's not going to be all the same because you need to go get the stuff. It's just like as easy as just go buy everything.
So like we're running out of food. Our clan needs to get food. We're running out of medical supplies. We need medical supplies, that kind of thing. And that's the kind of thing you get that, once again, going back to WoW, you get that with WoW. It's like we need someone that's highest level enchanting to be able to do this. Like we need someone like make rep with the traders may be hard. It's like maybe, let's jump out. You do all the therapist like quests for this week and keep the reputation with the therapist going because that atrophies over time. Once again, I like the idea of the atrophying reputation.
I feel like that would actually bring purpose to some of the food and water items into the game as well. Like if you actually were in raids long enough to actually require hydration and nutrition, the ideal, like in my visage, would be like, and I should just clarify here, this is post all the network issues, and they fixed all that up. We're talking the end game, just like the game is. We're all happy with the network code, and we're not getting desync issues and that network stuff. So we're actually just talking about the end game bit, but the open world would be amazing. I still am hesitant to say that the open world will ever be a thing. I know it's a dream, but I just can't see, like, after you see a map like Shoreline, I just or even Interchange.
But you look at Rust is Unity. Is Rust Unity? No, not Rust. There are other games that have 100 people on a server that are big. And are made in Unity and are not laggy, not that bad.
Yeah. Also, we're talking about this is like a Russian game. I don't know how many Russian games we've seen, but it's very hard for them. Well, obviously, not saying they can't make a game.
So Nikita said that after they want it to be, you do the story mode, which will include all your tasks. Like there'll be a main storyline, which I'm under the impression will be exactly like how we've been playing the game now, which will have cinematics. There's meant to be somewhere between 70 and 120 tasks. Once you finish that story mode, that's when you unlock the open world capability, which is going to prevent, Slush, Ghost, and Anton and Pest just rolling around as a squad, holding down dorms or something, and then just some poor hack just trying to get his 206 Operation Aquarius Part 1 done, and it's like, no, mate, you're not getting in that one today.
No,
Pay your
Claymore.
50,000 rubles on the ground if you want to enter the building. Otherwise, just me standing there, voice over IP, you shall not pass. It's just like,
Nah.
Me sitting with the claymore, just like reading.
Ghost, make sure you got that claymore ready. Oh, yeah, it's ready, Pest.
Yeah.
Crack it.
You know what it would be though? It'd be
Clap, clap,
there'd be Zerg clans though. It'd just be like 40
yeah.
dudes, all of them like pelting Tripolowski out of their VoIP, just like running around. And it'd be the most annoying thing ever. You'd hear it in the distance, it'd just be like Tripolowski.
It just gets louder and you can hear the face.
Shit.
Or like this group of stream snipers where it's just like they've queued up as a 5-man, came into your squad, and they're just like coming from every direction. It's like Chipolowski. It's like
Yeah. Here you go, Christo just said I'm a Unity dev and I can tell you it's the game, not the engine, and that's what I'm saying, Christo. Like I've devved in Unity before, not to a great extent, but I've devved like larger environments because I wanted to make my own survival game, and I ended up moving over to Unreal Engine. But I put a bunch of assets into Unity, and I never had any problems with it. And this was years ago, like when I first started uni. I was 21 or 22 at the time. I'm 29 now, so calculation, quick math, 8 years ago.
Quick math.
Yeah, quick math, 8 years ago, and it worked fine. Like it was. These are like, and these were ridiculously non-optimized, like trees from Speed Tree and stuff like that, and like on the level of like cinematic graphics 104 years ago. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is that it can be doable, and I think that the large open world thing is doable. Let's just assume that they can do it because it can be done.
Yep. All right.
So if it can happen, it will.
The open world would be amazing. It would be the most amazing game ever made. I'm not even going to deny it. I think if Escape from Tarkov was a full open world, you can go with your mates, you go into your hideout, go, all right, we're going to take this gear out, make sure we've got enough food and water to last the night. We're fucking holding down the dorms. No one's going to be taking dorms. We are now the scav bosses of dorms. It would be fucking amazing. Like, I'm not lying. It would be fucking amazing.
I don't want to watch talking. I'm talking about the podcast talking Tarkov, right? Clean's one. I don't want to I understand the whole. I don't want it to happen to our chat, but it's not likely happening. But I see a few guys, desync. We can say it 1,000 times. We're not gonna fucking change shit, and we're not gonna talk about it because it's how quick we can talk about it. Desync is shit. It's gonna get fixed. Yeah. Done. There it is. It's done. There's no point in telling us, they need to fix the desync before they fix anything else. We know that. That's a different part of the dev team. Yeah. There's the network side. And all the other sides. So
this is what I always say to them. Would you guys like to come into a building and press the elevator button after I've pressed it? Like that might help get it done faster. Or maybe when I go to my mate's house and I ring the doorbell, you guys can come and knock on the door. They might answer quicker. Like that's all it's saying.
Unfortunately, it's just
they're working on it.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a beast that's going to take possibly years to make it perfect. Like CS:GO is still working on it. But I get people's frustration.
It's a beast that cannot be
people's
perfect.
frustration. Like, I have probably 30 examples just from yesterday's stream when I was farming factory, and I was just like, "You joking?" And I don't get frustrated at this game very much. And yesterday, I think people saw a side of me that they hopefully will have to never see again.
Those red eyes.
Those red eyes, dude. Bloodshot. Fucking.
Yeah, it's like the devil's dick. So all right, open world. Let's go back to the PvP thing. I had an idea for a PvP style today, all right? And it's like what Clean said that he wanted like a bomb planting thing in there, and Nikita said, "Okay, we're never gonna have like a bomb planting thing." And I had an idea. Someone asked me today, and they said, "What's your opinions on that?" Someone in my chat, and just off the top of my head, I just went, okay, this is my game style. And it just sort of rolled off the tongue. And I was like, sounds really good. And the more I started talking, I was like, I love the sound of my own voice.
Well, you've hyped this up now, so it better be good.
Really... Yeah. And I was like, okay, so the idea of the game mode is that there's a some kind of item in the middle, and let's call it like an isotope, and this would fit into the sort of
Oh, desolate territory.
It's the one
what do
thing
you
that
call it?
reduces your radiation poisoning.
Genre, the overarching shit of the game, the story and stuff
The
like
story.
that. The lore. That's the word I'm looking for.
The law.
Yeah. So he what you have is like some kind of isotope in the middle of a map. Say it's a map. It's as big as like say 2-3 times as big as factory, and there's an isotope in the middle. You join the map. Any teams of any size, 10 people on the map or whatever. And the idea is to get the isotope out. And the people grab the isotope, and you can do this on any type of map. The isotope's in the middle. People spawn. Everyone goes in. Then you have something like a Geiger Mueller counter. You can use that, and it has like a sort of radar thing. Gives you a general location, like a pinging, like ping, 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 or like where the thingo is on the map. So when people grab it and they're moving with it, then you can sort of follow them and get it. First person to get out with the isotope gets a certain amount of rubles given to them for completing the objective, or you can just go in and kill people, and when the last person dies, the match is over, and you can loot people and whatever. It tells you the match is over, everyone's dead, the isotope is secured. Now you can go around and loot, and it's like a sort of arena sort of style mode, which sort of centers everyone around one key focal point, which is like the isotope sort of thing, or whatever the objective is called, and you want everyone to go for that and fight over it. It's worth a lot of money.
Well,
that kind of like, yeah, it's sort of like Hunt Showdown. Yeah.
To build on that, Slush, it would be simply just the same as putting events into an open world map. So, like,
and that's,
we've discussed it before. It's like putting an alarm on the Kibber store. Like,
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
It would have been the best thing ever if you gone into there, and then that alarm goes off, and everyone on the map knows
they have
that
100%
it's open.
boosted the gun spawns on the walls in that store in the last like probably 72 hours. And all I want is that every time I open that second door, an alarm to go off, so everyone knows I'm there, so I can shoot them. Oh my god, it makes me excited to know that people will know where I am for all of whatever time, and it can just bring people there. And I think as many events that they can put into the game like that, the better. Like, particularly for bloodthirsty people like us.
Yeah, with these kind of events, like what I thought they could do is have a sort of like a weekly event. They don't have to. Like, people said they want scab bosses on every map. What I thought would be a good idea is having a rotating sort of scab boss. So at the start of each week, scab bosses reset. They don't say anything about it. There's just a new scab boss. They don't have to make a new one every single time. But say the deal maker shows up on custom this week, he has an extremely high spawn chance, and then it activates quests around him. So items from him are handed in to people. So you collect a notebook from him, and he activates a quest saga of some variety, and that will be like your weekly quest. So the weekly quests still need to be found in the way that like these document containers, which are wedged in between boxes in the middle of nowhere that I have no idea how people found to start with, which put on wiki, which is amazing. Like, people find this guy, they kill this guy, they get a document container off him, they go and they hand it in to the therapist or whatever, and it activates a quest line for that week, and that quest line has different rewards and things like that. Yeah. That's the kind of thing that I would like to see and you have a different boss every week. Like, you don't need to have the same boss,
and
completely,
and that goes keeping the game fresh. Like we talk about this all the time with more streaming side of things, but like, we don't want to just do the same thing every day. And that's, I feel like, if, look, I know we've talked about it before as well, but dailies, something like that, it's a dynamic event. So it's an event that happens. That's this week is this one, and you do it for a week. You might not be able to play the whole week. You might only get a day. So everyone who plays it once a week at least gets to try that event. Next week, something totally different. No one knows what it is yet until they find it. I like the. I don't know how coding works. I'm not that side of things. I'm just a gamer, but that side of things excites me more than anything. The unknown excites me.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, the rotation of that would be epic.
Yeah. even Forbidden makes a good point there, like a different type of weapon. Even if you had just like you kill a boss and the boss, you take it back and the quest goes, oh, it turns out he was using this kind of armor. They're planning a something. They wearing this kind of weapon would be really good, effective against this. Get fucking 500 kills with a Keter on factory
as a
that's all it
task.
is.
Jesus.
As a task.
500 kills? Jesus Christ,
just,
please no.
Like, not 500. Yeah, well, I could do it, but not you. Nah.
Fuck, dude,
But,
leg meter!
Yeah, but like that kind of stuff, yeah.
And
Like that would be cool.
dailies, weeklies, and monthlies based around that kind of stuff would be perfect. It just keeps the game. I wouldn't worry about doing as many, let's call them gimmicky kind of things, like doing my 1 to 40 single stream, or you doing your pistols, or you know, Ghost just trying to break the game in the ways he can break it. I wouldn't need to do that many kind of things if I actually had a daily, weekly, and a monthly. I'd be like, oh fuck, I still have to collect 15 more fuel conditioners for the monthly, plus kill another 30 PMCs on woods, and I fucking hate woods. But now I have to go there because I've got a monthly to go there. So now there's gonna be more players on there for me to shoot people on woods.
But that would be cool, because I think it would refocus the people on different maps as well. And I like the idea of them, and I think this would also help testing as well. Is that like you look at like woods on Australian servers, like that's laughably empty. Like I'm going there with mates, taking a 6-pack and having a picnic. Like it's laid back.
That's why it's called shootout picnic.
Like, oh, it's so boring. But like you get the you get a little bit of variety in there. Like you're like, oh, everyone's killing scavs on woods this week. Hey, now it's on.
Yeah.
Or like even just a competition. Okay, so you get it off the scav boss, and it's like whoever kills the most scavs on woods this week wins.
Yep.
I don't know. Bloody poster. Who cares? We'll tweet about you. Gives a shit.
And another thing that would be very cool, I think, to add is have specific weapons that only spawn on scav bosses. So when they introduce
that is an idea that they've got.
Yeah, so I think the next scav boss they're adding for interchange, it's going to have the first RPKs. And
that's it.
RPKs.
I heard he's gonna ride a Segway too. He's gonna be Paul Blart Walk up, man.
Be Blot. Oh my god.
But I really hope they don't make RPKs an actual purchasable item. I want specific items only found on scav bosses. I think it's good. I think it's going to be a variation, maybe, of an RPK that you can only get, you know. But it's also the design time for the RPK. I know the RPK is done, you know. They've shown us models, you know. I don't know about the animations or even the meshes or all the jamming, all that other stuff. But yeah,
as far as I know, there's no they're not going to be using a belt fed option. They're going to be using a RPK that has a drum magazine variation with a 100-round drum mag, which can be used in other AK variants.
The Nikita said during their podcast that the coders all the modeling is all 100% done. All the coders are 100% dedicated for network optimization at the moment. So unfortunately, there's some weapons that won't be added to the game that could be added very soon. But I'm happy with that decision for them to put all their effort into the.
I've seen that they're also trying to resize everything. You know, from the pictures. You know, the picture of, you know, the set player standing like this, you know, with the backpack on. Yeah. That thing is resized, and the hoodie is resized, and you know, and Nikita also saying, you know, point 11 is bringing maybe a new trader for clothing items and stuff. So them purposely going through the face resizing and everything, you know, we are moving a step further between character development and, you know, scav development, because that's not the only scav skins there are. There are more. There are a lot more from what they've designed. So
they all look like determined testicles at the moment. So I hope they change them a little bit.
One looks like oh my god.
The one
every time I see that one scav, the one with the Siggy looks like a fucking psychopath. Dude. This is like
and he's like cross-eyed. He's like a little bit, just the tiniest amount. So USC Zen in the chat said you guys are thinking about players at your level, think about the little guys. But one thing I'd have to say about that is that it's not that we're not thinking about the little guys. You've got to think in the long run, this game will go to the point where they're not going to be doing wipes and they're going to be running years of servers or a year of a server where there's not going to be any wipes. There is going to be everyone playing the end game at the end. And if there is no end game, there's no game. No, there's not going to be.
Yeah.
Do you think the servers are still going to be full? Like, there's a reason that COD servers stay full for ages because people want to prestige and have the biggest EP. Like, there's a reason that WoW stays full because people want to raid and become the best and do server firsts and stuff. Like,
WoW's a game that has a never-ending end game. It's never ending.
Yeah.
You can't clock it.
But that's it. We can't expect them to go to WoW's level because it's not a subscription base. So it's like it's not going to be WoW level. But the boon that as an FPS, especially a hardcore FPS, has is that it has gameplay, and WoW's just lobster accountant simulator where you're just clicking stuff. So it's like the game. Let's face it, the gameplay in WoW is pretty turd, but the grind is there. So they need a lot higher quality grind. To be, keep it running. Whereas
I mean,
Tarkov wouldn't need that.
I mean, if we weren't fucking looking out for the smaller guys, I mean, Pest wouldn't make videos about how to do half of the fucking things. Slashy wouldn't make half the videos of anything. Anton wouldn't, fucking show how to beat armor, We're always helping the smaller guys and giving that info out. We're just a flow of fucking info every single time.
Yeah,
I tell you how to kill people.
I feel
Shoot them in the head.
I feel his comments more towards the line of how to keep the game produced so that the more casual players can enjoy it still, because the issue will be and I really don't like the fact that it is like this, but I kind of feel like this game's not really built for casual players. Even if all the network issues were perfect 100%, you could literally go into a raid. If you had 1 hour to play every day, like a casual, let's go with a casual player gets 4 days a week, 1 hour a day, right? I've put the kids to bed, I've hung out with the missus, I've finished my day's work, I've got an hour to play. You'll load into a raid, you might get like one loot raid done if you're lucky. If you survive it, that's cool. And then the second raid, you'll go in fully geared, get absolutely slaughtered a minute into the raid, and then you'll get time for one more raid. So unfortunately, if they design the game for those people that are only really got, like, say, 4 to 5 hours a week of 1 to 2 hour sessions, it's really going to be difficult for them to experience everything in this game to its full extent and fully immerse into it. So this game's really not designed for a casual player, which it's sucky. Yeah. But I guess the best thing to say about that is scav runs. Scav runs kind of have that whole, well, you could pick up anything and then you could have your own little, scav army in their own little universe. It's exciting in that respect. And hopefully they do build on the scavs more, because that way I think you could worry less about being a PMC and just get into a middle of a raid, straight into some action, hopefully. And so maybe they'll reduce the scav timer a little bit more later on, so it's even better for more casual players. But I understand by my statement, I don't think this game's built for casual.
Well, you say say Marshall here says strong items shouldn't be available for buying in the end time. You have to find them during a raid. As much as that seems as though that's like, it's going to make it a lot easier for crappy players to be able to keep up. It's 100% not. I guarantee you that there is going to be people that are going to play this, like me, 10 hours a day, and they're going to get ahead of you. You're not going to win. The best way to have the end game gear, unfortunately, for casual players is to have it really available for bigger players, because then we use it with gay abandon, and then you can kill us and take it. That's how new players get fed, and it's crap. It's that's how you guys get good gear, because if you guys haven't got time to get to level 40 in the next 3 months, you're not going to touch any of that stuff, and that's the reality of it. And the only way you're going to touch it is by killing us. And if every time I take it out, I've spent the last 40 hours grinding to get one piece of armor, I sure as hell ain't going to die in it. I'm going to treat it like a baby. I'm going to be carrying Holy Grail armor through that raid, man. It's better than... You
will definitely, it's not impossible, to get to level 40. I mean, Pest is a perfect fucking example. 38 hours and I forgot how many minutes. If you just do your quests, and they're not like, they are the stupidest, simplest fucking, you go here, pick this up, get the fuck out. There's videos made, you can, and
the
it's
looting
pretty
quest
shit
I
to say.
did
Yeah.
pre-plan though, and I did
I know.
transfer across. So, like, if I had to loot all those items myself during that period, I would have lost time. But in saying that, I did get to 40 in 51 hours post wipe, and with, let's say, moderate to small help from community. So,
Yeah. But
Well,
I mean,
like,
is it impossible?
put it
You're not going
in
to
a way,
stay there.
Over the next week, you'll see me level to 40. I'm using a pistol, and I'll level to 40. I will probably do it by Friday. That is the most likely outcome. Like, that's 8 days. 8 days is slow in the amount of hours that I play the game.
that's the thing, though, the amount of hours you have, and then you've got the knowledge base behind you. Yeah.
But, check out the head on the bloke in the middle.
So
anyways, mate,
that's another thing that I know we've touched on previously in the past, and it's probably the most exciting thing that it could add to this game, to the point where when it happens, I'm gonna probably lose my mind, and that's when they finally add clans, alliances, and all the stuff in between. I think, and the declarations of war. Because honestly, holy moly! Like, if you can start up your clan and have whatever amount of people in it, you can have a little clan token on the side of it saying, you're part of the Pestily army, or the GOA, or whatever slushies is going to be. It's going to be one of those things where it's going to be, holy crap,
something dirty.
Yeah, it's going to be that thing where it's like, you'll have clan stashes, you'll be working together, you'll be going into maps deliberately making sure you don't survive. So you do survive and you kill everyone else, because you don't want anyone else having that kill against you, and then their clan being like, yeah, we killed one of the Pestillians or the Scra or the whatever Deadly Slobs nation's going to be. Like, if you're part of one of these, you're going to actually be working really hard to having yours as the best clan and stuff. And that stuff,
clan tasks,
that's going to make me excited. Like, personally, to me, I think you can have so much fun with that. It's almost like role-playing, to be honest.
I'm going to start a clan with just me in it, and then I'm just going to declare war on Tor by myself. So just me killing Tor endlessly. Yeah. One man. Be like 300. Leonidas standing at the gate, killing scrubs.
Oh my god. Are you not entertained? Like, fucking taking on the whole tour, dude. Yeah. No, the whole clan thing, it's gonna be that set group, and hopefully by the time that we talk about in game here, guys, there's no desync or no nothing, right? Everything's fixed, We're gonna have these epic fucking fights, of like, there's 25 people on a map, and the map is 3 times as big as fucking customs. And you can hear and you can see, like, far away in the distance, there's fires in the buildings, and people are there. They're camping. They are getting ready for the fights, and I'm thinking about that time. So I'm not thinking about now. I don't want to get stuck in the past. I'm not looking backwards. I'm not going there. I'm going forwards.
Sorry.
Yeah,
it'd just be exciting.
No.
It'd be super exciting. Like, you can actually deliberately go out and be like, all right, we're fucking gonna go try and kill some, insert clan name tonight, where they like playing on this map, and we're gonna fucking go there.
Whoa.
Yeah. And
yeah, well, yeah, they usually set up shop here and farm newbies. Let's go and teach them a lesson.
So,
or something like that.
Oh,
That'd be
dude,
cool.
that is epic.
Now, this came up on my stream yesterday, and tell me what your opinion of it is. But what about if you could put a bounty on someone?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh fuck, dude! We'll be fucked. I promise you, all 3 of us would be fucked. It's like, guys, level 1, new wipe, let's go. 14 bounty, as 15, 50 bounties have been placed on you, and I'm like, I'm level 1. I've got a Mackie.
Like, you have to get the kill, get the dog tag, and then when you go, there's a trader. You take it to a trader and you hand it in.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
everyone sells all their item cases and then just puts like $1.8 million
Yeah.
bounties on your head like the second it
10 million.
starts. Warren will
Yeah.
get perma bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all
Yeah.
streamers
We
would,
all
which would
will
be
just get
hilarious.
like,
But
yeah.
I think it would just add that aspect. Like, I fucking hate that person. I want someone to kill him. And you go put that. I'm going to give him, I don't care. I'll give $1 million or $1 million rubles to someone who kills him. And that's the exciting thing at the end. You're like, you know, you go into, you finish the raids, you got your dog tags, and you're like, all right, I'm going to see which ones I can hand in for bounties. And you're like, holy shit, I got like 7 bounties today. And all right, Slash
Yeah.
Puppy put like 6 bounties on Ghost Freak or Warren, or, you know, like, it's like,
All the money I have, push over 2 bounties, dude. I'll be poor as fuck. Go get them, guys. Go get them.
like,
Go get them.
there's this endless amount of possibilities that this game could have for an end game, and I love it. I just think there's just the options you could do with the clans, with declaring war on other clans, you know, bounties, and it makes me excited. Like, I just want to fast forward to the future where this is possible.
They added the dog tag holder case, didn't they? Not added it. We saw pictures of it.
Teased it.
Yeah. Oh fuck. We're gonna need like 15 of those. Buy all of them. I'm gonna. That's Pestyly's new thing, dude. Just like stashes of those little containers at the bottom of his case, and they all have like 50 dog tags in them. Holy shite. But yeah, like I see some people talking about Stalker, how the clan system on that works, or how the group system on that works.
Well, Phil's in, because I don't know that. I haven't played Stalker.
Oh yeah. Oh well, this is different factions. You know, you get the rebels, and well, we just have 3 sets. You know, we got the scavengers, we got the U6 and the bears, essentially. But I don't know how that system's gonna work. You know, are you just gonna rock up? If you see a bear, you're gonna go, "Hey, cool, buddy," and that guy goes, "Suka," and then just blows your fucking head off. I'm gonna be pretty pissed, you know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I know
the
they said
easiest
we're
way
gonna
for you
put
to-
masks on too. Yeah.
The easiest way for you to do this would be to have no affiliations for faction on top of that. So you have like 4, and then you have sort of like outcasts, and so you have and this will be another great idea for endgame is having sort of like an overarching war across the city. So it's all it has to be is numbers based. Like, people get kills in this area. This area becomes more controlled by bears. Then in future matches, more bears, like the percentage of bears spawning on this map is higher. So say you got 20 people on a map. It's 50-50 at the start, 10 bears, 10 USECs. Bears and USEC shouldn't kill each other. If you do kill a bear or a USEC and you are a bear or USEC, then you start to lose affiliation with the clan and the point where you become an outcast. If you kill bears and you are a USEC, then it starts to reduce the population in customs. And then say it gets to like 10% to 90%. It's 2 bears versus 18 USECs.
But then, so they've talked about the whole karma system. That's it. My issue with that is purely the fact that once someone's fully geared, I can't see what they are. So unless I've got if I've got a flag on my back saying I'm a bear, or I'm running around always, as soon as I see a player, Dicky Needles, yep, it's bear, good. It's like the international call sign. You got to say, you got to declare who you are before you fight. I like.
But that's the thing where Nikita did say that they are coming, you know, specific gear for bear and for trader wise. But it's you can still kill him and take it. You can wear it as a USEC, but you're gonna buy it as a bear. Bears can only buy this, and USECs can only buy that. So I don't know. It's they're trying to make it, you know, realistic. If it's the same thing he said about the armbands, you know,
I think that
you can't stop people from putting on your armband and tricking you. This is almost like a real life thing.
Have you killed some, just like a random point? Have you killed someone with an armband not in the last month?
Yeah, I killed.
Like how often?
Maybe.
How often do you kill people with armbands on?
I probably killed about 10 yesterday.
Yeah,
out of 900 kills.
Out of like
in total, I've only killed 4.
Yeah. It's like it literally does nothing. It's like useless. I love
You
them.
can't see 'em
When they
with
first come out,
forts.
I'm like, we're gonna be red.
You can't see with forts
Yeah.
here because it's underneath the arm pad.
Yeah. I wore them for 3 rides, and then I was like, this is stupid.
I've our squad have weighed them just to identify the bodies faster at that point.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when I run into 5-man teams, I actually see people wearing the armbands, you know, because it's it is they're walking, 5 guys, down the line, and they can just look to the left and see, okay, cool, this is where the line is, they see the armbands. But
Yeah,
there has to be a different system, and that's the whole thing about the clothing that I'm saying. It's gonna change the structure of the game a little bit, It's gonna be more of a diversity when the new trader comes in, and this is only after 0.10 though. But yeah, 0.10. I'm honestly, I can't wait for the animation.
I would be happy, 100% happy if they just scrapped the karma idea for PMCs and just purely kept it as a scav thing. So the end game scav thing is all based around karma and tasks. So this is how I see scavs in the end. It's purely you go in, you have you get your task for the day or 2 days or a week, month, whatever. Got to do this amount of kills of PMCs or on these maps, and then that gives you reputation. And then as long as you don't kill other scavs, yeah, it also works on your reputation as well. So pretty much the task is the redeemer for if you kill too many scavs, you've got a way to redeem it. And then if you have a good reputation with scavs, you start spawning in with better weapons. Maybe an optic on it, maybe a bit of armor. If you have a really fucking atrocious one, you get an AK with no receiver. Like,
yeah. You got a knife.
Yeah.
But the thing is, and this is like Sathia says here, I think scavs a benefit, but in pure all-out war doesn't make much sense with PMCs. Okay, so what do you think in Vietnam they did when they saw people? Light them up. It gives a shit if they're American. Well, they actually
don't want to know how many
talk about
blue
Vietnam.
we would have been.
Yeah, there was blue.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did they identify that, and can you implement that into a game in a way that isn't like giant blue markers hovering above people's heads or like something ridiculous? Like, how do you implement that into a game?
So, like, I know someone's saying now, why can't karma work because of the Daisy system? It worked in Daisy where you became a bandit with the skins, you're permanently marked. But with Tarkov, they were saying they wanted to make it so that your luck, you would have scavs coming for you, you will be marked, and more or less you'll get killed because of your karma.
Yeah, even
the way we're not agreeing that we don't want the karma system, we just don't want the system they wanted to implement,
Like, you've got to give it a go. Obviously, we've got to give it a go before we say hard and fast. I don't think there should be a karma system on the PMCs, but come on, like, I go into factory to kill 5 players. I don't go into factory to kill 1 of 3. Like 1 or 2, like
see, on factory, it just doesn't make any sense. Like
hello,
Xana says here, uniforms, like, yeah, it'd say uniforms, like, that's fine. For the first 3 weeks of me playing this game, I couldn't tell the difference between an AI scav and a player. Now I can, like, while I'm lasering someone down through the muzzle flash, I can see their bald bean head and work out if they're a bear or a USEC. But like, it's not the same for everyone. Like, the new players don't see that. Then you're gonna have, say you started playing this game, say you just watched Summit play it, you jump on, and then you laser down 3 bears and you are a bear, and then everyone's on the Black Site Discord going, this guy's a dickhead, he's been lasering down bears and he's a bear, he's ruining everything. Like, that's not a very good experience for new people, is it? Like, yeah, you gotta play.
I mean, there also isn't like a system for like armor level, and this is like, if you have a hatchet, the server's not going to go, oh dude, we'll put you with the guy with a pistol, nah, you spawn into factory with a 5-man fucking full fort and everything, and you got a stupid fucking knife, good luck, buddy, good fucking luck, there's no system
with a hatchet.
Yeah, come on, well, once we've all done it, but the thing is, like, there's no, they try to make it as random as possible, but sometimes randomness, it doesn't work. You know,
Yeah.
computer's not going to make something random. It's going to calculate something and then give you what it can.
Well, I think in the future, I never want to have, and I know there's a lot of people wish that was, you could queue up as a solo, duo, or whatever. I never want it to be like that. The beauty of Tarkov is the randomness. Is this guy a solo player? Is he in a squad? Did I just kill the one of the 5 that's just the vanguard out the front? You know?
Yeah.
That's
what gets your orbs fizzing, man, is the fact that, like, when you take down a 5-man, man, you feel good. And, like, if you do it with a ridiculous weapon, like you go into factory and there's a 5-man in there and they're doing a trade and you laser them all down with a Saiga, it's like, yeah, baby. That's what this game's all about.
It's like I was watching Anton and Warren today and they were like just fucking around, they knifing, hatcheting each other. And then Warren's just like, I don't know, I think he was looting Anton's gear. And all of a sudden, he just gets jumped on by 3 people, you know, and he downs him because it's Warren. But at the same time, it's just that they just went into a duo or a solo or whatever they wanted to do, that would never have happened. It's all about that. Holy crap, anything could happen at any moment. And they were like, I swear to God, they were like 30 minutes into the map. It was a customs map. They were complaining that there was no one around. They were bored. It's like, where are the people? Yeah. And next minute, they'd just been jumped on by a trio. Like that random excitement that could happen at any time. Yeah. It's probably the most unique, awesome part of Tarkov out of all games.
Yeah. the randomness can just fucking, it's the best thing about the game, you know. It's the sense also of like, it's the you know, you losing your gear also just, it's already putting stress on you. You're already going into the game like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make people lose their gear, or you lose your own gear. But that's what that was pulls most of the people into this game, you know, and that's what we want. You know, we don't want that element taken out of the game. We still want that. That's what makes it. That's what makes the PvP. That's what makes Tarkov, you know, what it is.
Those times where you get to pick up, like you go in with a hatchet or a pistol or a shitty shotgun, and that's it. You pick up a Scav's gear, then you kill a player, and then next minute you roll up and you find a squad and you kill the whole squad. Like all that randomness, it's what makes the game. So yeah,
risk reward. Yeah.
And then that time when you're in that squad and you get down by that guy who picked up someone's gear, and then, you know, down all your squad. You know, it's
yeah. That happened to you and me last night, Pest. We that one guy killed you, and then took your gun and then just lasered me with it because there was the confusion. I came out and he's wearing your helmet, and I'm just like, Mom?
Mom? Mom?
I'm not your mom.
I'm not your mom, bitch.
Yeah. So
this
it's like,
is your dad.
Yeah, that was cool. I was just like, yeah, that's awesome. He's come out and he's wearing his skin. I'm Pestily. I'm Pestily now. So true, man.
Oh god. No. I know people. I can see a lot of people questioning, like asking, "Oh, what do you think about this and this and this?" I mean, it's hard, but maybe we should talk about one thing quick.
Go for it.
Skill progression.
Yep.
Why? The skill progression needs to change. Yes, we know this.
Yeah, but
right?
There's one skill that everyone wants to level, and it's
strength.
Yeah.
It's strength because they want to be faster. They want to run out of the shit. But the thing is, you know, as it is now, for me, I'm almost 10. I don't know how many of you guys are. You know, it's been 3 weeks.
The funniest thing was like, I was probably 30 hours into my stream of the 1 to 40, and people were like, "Can you show us your skills?" I'm like, "Sure." Level 1 strength, level 3 endurance. I'm like, there you go. Like,
there you go. Have a nice day. I'm just thinking about the long run. You know, the long run. You know, we're gonna play this game for so fucking long. Do you really want to be level? I know you want to be level 50 fucking strength so that you don't have to worry about it ever again. But you take that element out, another element, you know? You're done with the quests. Oh, this is fucking boring. What do I do now, you know? It's the same thing as that. It's something you're working towards, making this ultimate soldier in a later line. After a year playing the game, you know, you're still having fun. You're still, you know, everything is still moving and the gears are turning. That's better for me than, you know, falling through a map and getting 50 strength in one day and just being bored after 3 days. I've had too many people come to my stream. They're like, I'm so fucking bored. I'm like, what's your strength level? Do you only play with Fort and Fast empty? And do you have a fucking M4 with 60 round max? And he goes, yes, 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 yes. And I'm like, go fuck off. You're just making the game so fucking,
Yeah.
it's boring to go down and just going 60 rounds into this guy. That's not fun. That's not fun. Okay, it's different when you shoot 5 fucking guys, but shooting hatchlings, you're this big guy. There's no skill in it. There's no skill in just going, hi, mouse. Today we are shooting someone. Reload, shooting someone. There's no squad. There's no.
You just click it at that stage.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't get to a point where the meta is going to change, obviously, with this whole trading system. We're not going to be able to get M460 rounders like every second. All good. But yeah.
Nikita came out and said during one of the podcasts that he wants it so some people will never level a certain skill to max ever. Like it's not meant to be, or might not even have a high level. So Slash might use DMRs a lot, so he'll have a high level DMR, but I use assault rifles a lot, so mine's going to be high level, and it'll be the same with other things. Like, who knows? So certain skills.
Well, I think there should be skill atrophy. Like, everyone's experienced this before, okay? And then the vast majority of, okay, let's face it, we're all pretty much between 25 and 30-year-old males, or we'll call it 18 and 30 males playing this game. Every single one of us has probably tried to learn guitar at one stage and learn Master of Puppets and then forgotten how to play it. When's the last time you picked up a guitar?
Well, they used to have...
But can you play it well? And have you practiced recently?
No.
There you go. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
They used to have
if you
skills.
learn how to, like, atrophy would be cool. Like, you can't keep your skills forever. Like, if you learn how to do a backflip tomorrow and then never practice again for the next 10 years of your life, and then you go to do a backflip at 40, how do you think that's gonna go? How do you think it's gonna go?
The casual player base didn't like it, and Nikita removed it from the game because that was actually in the game in 0.5 and 0.6.
Well, it can't be time based. Like, it can't be time based real world time. It needs to be time based raid world time. Because if you do it real world time, then if I log off, then I go for a holiday for a week, then I lose all my skills. I'm never gonna want to log off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That is also true. Yeah, we don't want super soldiers, but we also want, not everyone plays the same. Not everyone wants to be the strong, fast fucking guy. Everyone just thinks they need it to get the fuck up. But some people want attention and, hearing better or moving slower, There's some people that are defensive and attackive and all those other things. There's some people that just take the fucking hairnet, put it over their face, and then just go, yeet, and then just run through the whole fucking map, and just kill people. There are people like that, But I think they're going to move to it. It's not set and done yet, They haven't even worked on it. They've said, we'll have a patch where we work on it.
It's been put on the
back
burner.
And there are new perks. Yeah. And a lot of people noob tubing is going to kill the game. Do you know what a fucking Mike 40 does in real life? It's not like there's the fucking wall. I'm going to shoot it 2 meters in front of me and it's going to blow up, You're not going to bonk into the ground and it's going to work. They don't work like that. It needs flight time. It needs to.
It does. They have those. They rotate and then they have fuses that extend, don't they? So they need to reach a certain velocity and then the spin and then the fuses move out, so they blow up, isn't it?
I'll probably get in trouble.
I'm sure getting hit.
I won't get the numbers right, but I'm pretty sure it's 12 to 27 meters. So any time between 12 and 27. If one of my mates is probably watching, he'll probably pick on me for getting it wrong. But so you can use it at close proximity, but then the lethal radius is 6 meters. So you would, like, there was a guy in Afghan, I've seen a video of it, he shot it into a tree. Well, he wasn't aiming for the tree, he was actually aiming past the tree, but he hit the tree, and that was quite close to everyone, and it knocked the people off their feet pretty much that were pretty close to it. So,
Well, it's the same with RPGs. Like an RPG has an RPG 7, like the Russian-made RPG 7 has 4 fins that so they're folded forward on fire, and then it's fired out of the tube, and then they extend. and they only extend once it reaches a certain velocity in the air, and then it has once they go out, that actually activates the fuse, and then that allows the front. Once the front hits, it detonates the explosive inside and fires the cone of copper through the projectile. Like you can't. I mean, sure, getting hit in the chest with one from a meter away is gonna fucking drill, but that's like it's like I don't know if it'd kill you, but it'd fucking hurt. But
yeah. Well, what I'm saying, at the end of the day, people are stressing about they need to change this now, and oh fuck, they're putting in thermal vision, and it's like no one uses it. It's too fucking expensive, and the game revolves about if you lose it, it's gone.
I don't like the I don't like the gameism that they go, oh, the way we'll balance it out is either make it really rare or really shit. Like a thermal in real life is fucking amazing. Like I've looked at people from 2.5K away with a thermal, and you can see them crystal clear.
You've been looking through windows.
It's like a first gen.
You don't want to know what I
Look
mean.
at this.
Hey,
Oh my
Sarge, I
God,
just got to borrow this for the weekend.
Walks off station, just like, I got this.
No, Corporal Pestily, we're gonna tell you that Jelly's been complaining, so no. Maybe next weekend.
Yeah. The thing is that everyone's worrying about the stuff they are going to put in. We're still in beta. We can still. I say that loosely, but yeah, they're still going to edit everything. It's not just like, hey, here's a 40 mic, and have fun. It's not going to be like that. There are 7 different rounds and all this. But it's always all the guns as well. It goes through testing, It never becomes too OP when it gets to us. It's not like... It's like the Glock 18. Oh, the Glock 18 is fucking amazing. But it has the one major flaw. The fucking round. So, it's got this fire rate, but it's the round. So it's never going to be like this.
I don't want to see balancing to say... they put a gun in and it's like, oh, we don't want it to be too strong. So we'll just... I don't know, make it stupidly expensive or like, then it needs to be...
I don't like the idea of it being super rare if it's too strong, because like the reality is there's people that can play this game for 18 hours a day and they've got the time to farm it. It doesn't matter how rare it is, even if it's a 1% chance, people have it. Like it's gonna happen.
But 1% over 10,000 players is still 100 players. And then the people, and then they're farming it more and more, and then it just spreads and everyone has it. Like so if it could take like the Ultimac thingo, for example, that's a rare-ish item, and you can't buy it at the start of thingo to complete the Canic quest. Took about 10 minutes for about 500 of them to spread through my community. It was all done. Not hard.
Wasn't too hard. But the thing is, like, RNG, that's the biggest thing in the game, With I've done how many fucking raids and I didn't file a fuel cleaner, conditioner, and I actually had to trade off with a bunch of my erks, and that's the fun of the game, trading stuff out you can't find.
And I hope the end game has more
Holy
of that.
Fuck. Yeah. That's the thing. I like the whole trading aspect of the game. That's why everyone's like, I can't wait for the trading, because you're going to trade with your friends and not going to a raid. But actually, you're just so happy that you're going to trade with, you're able to trade and make money while not even playing the fucking game. It's going to make it easier for the people that play like an hour a day. They can spend an hour a day just farming.
Imagine if they make it a mobile app and people are at school or at work and like, ooh, I just sold 6 fuel conditioners.
Money!
That's what I'd be doing, man. I'd just be buying out all the fuel conditioners and then just jacking the price up and just crashing the fuel conditioner economy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Buy all of them and just going 3 million one.
Even better. I'll do what I used to do with the WoW economy on my server. So I'd take all of the guilds gold, all right, and I'd go and then I'd get like all of the cloth, all of the linen cloth during Burning Crusade. I'd jag it all onto the auction house at 10, like probably 20-30% cheaper than everything else. I'd just flood the entire market with cheap linen cloth. Then everyone else would jack down their price, and then I'd just haul mine all off, buy everyone else's, and then just put the price, then just jack it all back on there like 10 times the price. Done. You lose a little bit on the way out. No one knows.
Yeah.
You just buy everything. Anyone that puts anything on cheaper, buy it instantly and then just put it on fire. It's like it's the evil. It's evil. People can do it.
Yeah.
But the end game, like, there's so many aspects I just love about it. Like, if you put that whole, like, more into the focus of survival. So I want less focus on buying stuff with rubles and more focus on finding and trading. Like, I played around with this idea of having, you can purchase the base firearms, that's it, and all the mods you got to find in games. And then that way you've actually got to build up to have that perfect recoil by finding all those mods. And maybe, you might not have a perfect AK-74M straight away, but you could actually, over a period of time, collect those items.
Cool.
Then we could go into our arena with our best gear, with our lowest recoil guns, or we could go into our open world with our squad with the best of everything. But when I'm just doing my normal raids, no, I'm not using the best gear because I have to fucking find it if I die.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard one though, because like at the moment, so take it like in the sense that like DayZ you have a life in DayZ, and if you find gear, it is worth a lot because when you die, it's almost impossible to get it back, and you have to start again and you have to find everything. Tarkov at the moment has very little value on your actual life, per se. Your value is actually on your gear. Every single life doesn't really matter because you've always got more gear most of the time. Every gear as a high level player, it doesn't really matter. So building an AK over a certain amount of raids doesn't really work with the current format of the game because no one really gives a crap. Everyone stock AKs.
But that's if you remove the option of actually getting those items from traders, and you actually had to find it, that would put more emphasis on not losing your gear.
On the farming aspects,
So I bring a lot of my inspiration from Path of Exile with all the ideas I get. What would you say about losing a percentage of your XP on death?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like that.
That, oh my god!
So,
I can already see the Reddit post. It's the smaller oaks are getting fucked.
No.
Dude.
So you'll never go down a level.
Guys...
You'll never go down a level. But you'll say I'm halfway through the level, I die, I lose 10%. Nah.
Of that level.
Of that level.
Imagine a hatchling.
Yeah.
I will never get past level 2.
Yeah, but you only need like 2 kills to get on to get past level 2. Let's face it, like your level 2 is 1 kill. Yeah, they're pussies. Okay, who goes into a war zone? Okay, who goes into it? There's only one story I've ever heard of a guy actually going into a war zone with a sword. With a saber. A sword. Yeah, with a saber. All right. He rode a horse. He had a horse. A horse is a war weapon. All right.
He had a horse.
Who the hell does that, man? Like,
Not
okay,
one
this harkens back to like the Zulus versus the British Empire back in like the late 1800s. They ain't gonna win. All right, they're using bow and arrows and spear. It's stupid to go in with an axe. It shouldn't be a meta of the game. Yeah. Who cares?
They never intended to be
they didn't.
A fucking certain playstyle. Nikita was like, they never intended this to happen, but it just happened, you know?
Yeah.
And they're not gonna just. That's the thing about them. They're not gonna just stop all their work to stop a certain meta, you know? If it's really abusing, they'll go, okay, you know what? Let's do this quickly and stop it. It's like the vest that was a 3x3 that had 16 slots in your gamma.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was fixed within a couple of hours after.
It was only because there was like 3
that was like
watching it.
when I got my level, when I could buy it, I had it for one raid. In my gamma. I'm like, this is OP as fuck. I got a message.
My YouTube video with the highlights, because people told me about it as soon as I got there. And like, I'll do this. Yeah. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll worry about it later. And then like a few hours later, I was like, oh yeah, they told me to put this in my gamma. And I did it. And it just happened to be during that blackout period where I just seemed to slaughter everyone for like 4 raids in a row, which was like the main part of my highlights from that post-white video. And I reckon probably 100 comments. How did you get the commando rig into your gamma? And like, is he glitching it out? It's like,
yeah. Here we go. This is Pudo's posed the question. So why not do it like WoW instead of punishing players that play a lot, reward the players that play less? I have something to. I have. This is a story that I have on this. Is that at the start of WoW, okay, you would log in, and for a certain amount of hours or experience for a day, you would have boosted experience, and you would say you have this boosted experience, and then when you get to a certain level, you would lose that boosted experience. And they use it as a method to say, okay, it's time to go outside. Don't get too addicted. People fucking hate it. They absolutely hated the shit out of it. All they did was reframe it. All they said was, when you're offline for a while, you get rested experience and you get a bit more. The system is exactly the same, 100% exactly the same. They just reframe it in your mind, and the humans feel loss a lot harder than they feel the game. Like it's the same system. They just switch the wording around.
Rested XP is actually a good idea. I actually believe in that. Particularly for the casual player, like, he's going to have, I don't know, if it just say half a level, because once you get to level 60 plus, that's a lot of XP. Say it was 10% a day.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
But people also, I think people in chat also thinking about it as now. They're talking about 0.9 now. Guys, we're talking about the end here as well. We're talking about end game. We're talking about past everything else. We're just talking about how it would be. Yeah, when it was fixed, what we want for the future, and what it would be for in the future.
So to give context, like, if the game was complete, how do we keep the game, or how does the game stay enjoyable, replayable, and something you could just hang out with your mates, play the game, and get 2,000 hours in, or 5,000 hours in rest. What comparison to, say, CS:GO or any of those other games that you put 5,000 hours into? How do you get that out of Tarkov's in game? And these are the ideas that we're putting forward. So,
loot crates, 100%.
But
choppers.
Did you just say loot crates?
Choppers.
Nah, I'm kidding, man. Nah, you got to give all the hatchlings get pool noodles instead of axes. That's
yeah. I mean,
well, okay, so let's just put that out there. What if there was seasons? Like, if it got to that point where, hey, we actually need to implement seasons because it's just not fresh enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it okay, so that's you're sort of taking the game in two different directions. You've got a survival game in the sense that the life of your character matters and it is a survival game, or seasons, it's a PvP game. Nothing matters. Game. Kill as many people as fast as you can. Which kind of game do you want from this? And
no, I'm just putting ideas out there.
Yeah,
but that's like it alters the sort of
not the meta. What about this then? So there's the seasons, and that's your normal playing the game through tasks, pretty much exactly how the game is now. And then there's, once you get to a certain level, doing it that way through the season, you unlock the open world, which is always there. So, for example, you have your hideout with your open world. You bring your stuff into that from your season. And then you actually do your seasons over and over again each season. I don't know. I'm just putting ideas out there that would be...
Yeah. I mean, I think the end game now, how it's going to look, for me, essentially, there's not going to be these high loot areas. We're making those high loot areas, and we're making these dreaded areas, these, like, everyone formed the shit out of, custom 3-story dorms. There's not going to be any loot for you there anymore. You need to go find new spaces. It's going to keep
I like that
alive. Yeah, it's going to keep the game alive, where you can't just go, okay guys, tonight we're going to raid the fuck out of 3-story dorms, and we're going to just keep on looting. There's not going to be anything left. It's going to change to a point where, oh guys, I hear fucking hospital resort is pumping, dude. And then everyone goes there, and it's the whole PvP goes around that.
So say 0.6 before Shoreline become the loot mecca, how many times did you run into dorms, open 214, 204, run over to marked room, run over 2-story dorms, open run 10, 114, 105? How many times did you guys do that? Like, a million?
Just trying to think of any other map I did loot on.
Was there any point in
I
looting?
never,
any
I
other
never
map?
went.
Customs.
I've never gone woods. I've always found woods
Customs.
wasteful.
Yeah.
I did the run where I would run from silo side. I would kill everyone there, and I would go through gas station, go through the safe, go to dorms, second story dorms, and then third. This was our scav boss, and then just take the safes, and find the PvP. That was fun for me. I'm still looting. I'm still talking to chat, and when the fire is going, I'll go there. But that just I don't go for the safes anymore. There's no point if I'm just going to get 5,000 euros out of that. I just pick up something else.
I think they over nerfed that, by the way. Just to change topic
Yeah,
quickly.
but
hell yeah!
They nerfed the whole of it. They should have just nerfed the registers and not the whole what do you call it? The whole fucking rubles thing.
Well,
because now you
notice that
can't even get out
have
of
a lot more rubles.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
rubles.
But who the fuck wants to get near a scav?
Yeah. Man, I got killed by so many scavs tonight. Man, but it's interesting though, because I sort of like the idea that scavs carry heavier loot, because like what I would like to see is a sort of a mechanic where the map starts and the scavs are looting. They're not like just standing around, just walking around in circles. They go and open containers and leave them open, and they take the stuff out of them, put it into their backpacks, and then roam around and loot, and then try to extract like a player. Like once they've found good stuff, like they get to a certain level of stuff, and then they try to extract, because then the scavs are worth killing, and it sort of gives that's a twofold benefit, because engaging scavs antagonizes PvP because it makes noise, and also then it'll give people something new and interesting and dynamic to loot. Like, it won't just be, there's tons of scavs. They just mill around at the bus station. Like, what are they waiting for? To get the tires changed on their metro bus? Like, who gives a shit?
It's from the video, From the video we watched, the scavs are coming through while these dead PMCs are laying around. The two guys are alive, These scavs are actually going through shit and opening doors, They've come into the map. They're searching for stuff. They're scavenging. And it would fill out the dead spots on maps, from gas station onwards to dorms. That hills. There's woods.
If they increase,
there's camping sites.
I think if they just purely increase the movement of scavs, so instead of them being like, this one's going to be at the ice cream hut, this one's going to be in construction. Well, why can't when there's a shot in dorms, two of the scavs from construction start walking over to dorms? Like, I'm not saying like it to be like one noise, the whole map just converges. But like
that's exactly what it would be the second it came out.
The second it came out, it'd be like that. But if they could program the AI, like if let's just say areas get activated, a scav or two from a different area starts heading that way, and they've got like a really random path, so they might actually go along the wall. So you're actually gonna bump into a scav along the wall, or you're gonna just places that you wouldn't expect them. And because now
I'd like the scavs to set up ambushes as well. What I would find interesting for a scav to like actually like wait, like, so, and this, like, personally, I don't think this would be very hard to code, but have certain points on maps that are choke points, and just allocate them as scav ambush locations. And then if scavs come within that area and there's one or two of them, and they are in range of each other and this part of the map, they go, hey, let's set up an ambush, and then they both assume hiding positions around there. And then if you walk into that sort of position, that choke point, say you're crossing the train line at Thingo, they like try and ambush you or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. Like, it's like calculated scav ambush.
Just not just stupid AI. I know they're trying to fix them, and just making them what the best thing I could have said to I told Clean, like, just imagine scavs aren't just standing like this anymore. They're actually just standing ready, and they're talking shit with the other scavs, and they're standing around a fire, and they're sitting like Slavs, But they're also moving. They're walking as a group. They're talking shit, and they're going to dorms.
Taking out their
Zippo
Zippo
through there and go through.
Winston's or Wilson's, and they're like,
fucking smoking and shit. It's just that feel of, oh, okay, I'm not in this. This everyone's ready to fucking shoot. It's a PvP like this. It's more of a story, of this. It's gonna be more fluent.
Yeah, I just get sick of them. Like, they just walk around and they just go, and then
Suka! And then
Yeah, they just play your face off. Shoshili, and then you're dead.
Shoshili!
Yeah. Like it's ridiculous. Or they go Shoshili, and then like they just like telemorph, like their arms just fly out of the front of their face and kill you. But like they need something a bit more dynamic for those. And it's like I know that it like a lot of people say, oh, it's just scavs, who gives a shit? Like, but I think scavs and I think that they're one of the most important parts of the game. And I think they're super integral to it, not because they're strong or because they're weak or because they have gear or anything like that, but they just facilitate the PvP between players, and they are a spot for people to gather. Like, I don't know about everyone in chat, but I know that you guys would have played this. Do you remember when they took all the scavs off the map, how shit it was?
Yeah.
Like, I would run around for 35 minutes and just not see anyone, man. It was so quiet. It was just like gliding through the Matrix. It was the most boring thing ever. Yeah,
because then players also didn't trigger them. There was no sounds, and players would actually go super even more defensive. They're like, oh shit, they don't know where the fight is because there's no shots. So they would sit in the bush and fucking wait there for like 5 minutes, and they go, okay. Yeah. And then to the next bush that's 10 meters away from them and sit there for another 5 minutes, Yeah. The fluency
to improve the game.
Yeah. The fluency of the game needs to, needs to stay there. It can't just be like you get into the game, you hear crickets, and then you go, oh, this is going to be fucking boring. And then you just walk the dorms, loot it, and walk. I've walked to level up my strength. Just randomly, I've just walked the whole maps through, and I didn't hear a single shot. Went to dorms, looted, walked all the way across, killed boss scav. No one fucking fought me, and no one came from that side because the hatchlings ran through shortcut. And I just shot the boss scav and just walked out. I didn't shoot a single player, and I killed almost like 20 scavs. How does that work? But yeah, it needs to. I don't know what to say.
I think there needs to be more density of scavs in certain areas. I think scavs, as everyone, it's obvious to everyone, is probably one of the part of the games that actually is like crucial because it's actually part of the lore, and it makes that story side of it real. Because otherwise, it's just a first person shooter.
Yeah.
So the more they can put into scavs, the more the lore comes true. Like when they've got the cult, obviously, that's going to be implemented at some point.
That's going to be epic.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's going to be epic.
I don't know what they're going to be doing. I think they're going to be charging us with hatchets and stuff, like knives and shanks and shit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But with the...
I want so many scavs in con that when you walk in there, it sounds like the Vienna Boys choir screaming Shajil. Like that's how many scavs I want. I want like hundreds of them in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to be like if you did not bring grenades and mortars, you are rooted. That's how many I want.
I mean,
like, I don't know. Yeah. It's got to be like, you don't want a map with like 400 scavs, but if it was double what it already is, because I sometimes go through a map and on Australian servers there might only be like 3 to 5 players. The players will be dead pretty quickly.
12 scavs.
And I'll be lucky to find... I can't remember what map it was. It might have been either Woods or Interchange, and I was literally running through everywhere, just like crazy, back and forth. I'm like, they got to spawn soon. Nah.
Yeah. So if you're running customs and you don't kill the scavs in construction, and no one does, there are less scavs spawning on the other side when you get to silos, because there can only be 12 scav spawns, and then the 4 player scavs, or 6 at a time. If the player scavs die within 4 minutes of them spawning, another set of player scavs will spawn in their place. So they can be almost to 8 player scavs in a raid if the others died. So it's not just to say you kill 4 player scavs and it's over. You're not going to get any more player scavs. There can always be more player scavs, depending on how long they've been in the match. But, making it so that, there's only a set limit of them on the one side of the map, can't they, they need to get the essence of them already there.
I was on Shoreline the other day, and I went to the Road to Customs exit, and there was no scavs there. And I've never seen that before. I'm
Because
like,
all the scabs were probably alive at
Do
water
you remember at the end
treatment.
of like? Do you remember at the end of like .6, man? You go there and there'd just be like fucking 20 of them. It was
Oh my
crazy. And
gosh.
and for some reason they were all just so powerful. Like you'd poke your head
You
up
made
over
them
the thing and they just
stronger.
beam you, man. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was like the
They made
scariest extra.
Nikita
I'd
said
prefer.
like a
I would
fight,
prefer. I'd prefer to go to Rock Passage and fight off exit campers than to go to Road to Customs because I knew the scavs were more deadly than most players. Like that is what I would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
but
So yeah. Yeah.
I think bigger patrol paths, more random patrol paths, activations to sound. So like, you know, you can't have the whole map. So I don't want someone shooting in the house, a village area of Shoreline, and Road to Custom Scavs are on their way. But like, you know, like,
Oh, Suka!
But-
And then they start fucking running all the way.
but in saying that,
And they're running through walls.
to be honest, in saying that, if they did put a path from Road to Customs to Village, and it was just like, oh, there's been a noise there, and maybe over the radio, they've got like a little walkie-talkie, like, we need some help over at the village, and then they did like a little two-man patrol through the middle of the map, that probably wouldn't be the worst thing, because that big, vast open area between the radar tower and Road to Customs, I'm hatchet out, or pistol out at that stage, sprinting, every time I'm going through that. Like,
I'm dick out running across there, man. That's the stupidest part of the map ever. That's ridiculous. That is the biggest waste of space. That is like that. The outside of Shoreline just ruins it because it's too big and there's not enough players. They need to just crush it all in. They need to crush in the so bring up the grab the radio tower, the tall one, and just crush it right in next to the thingo. Bring up the bottom one. Push up the gas station right up below the power plant, and then just like bring the whole village in right next to the spa, and just crush the whole map into like probably half the space. I reckon. Like there's too much open space.
That open space is going to be used for one of the missions. Then they say that open space is set so that the missions and everything, and that walls there. I think they're going to open up those walls. You know where I did my strength training. You know, so. You know, they just leaving their space open, but still, you know, having a patrol go through there is going to be amazing. I just thinking about if you take on a scav group and you see this one scav that's identified with a flare pistol on his chest or something, and you don't kill him in time, he shoots a flare in the fucking air, and more scavs just spawn in the surrounding areas, and they just come in and they just sing the whole Tripolowski song. That's going to be fucking epic. You know, cool. But just having something like that also changes the whole aspect.
Like,
I
think the map's
one
fine.
thing that I'd really like.
Yeah,
I think the map's fine. It's just there needs to be more stuff on it.
Yeah. This is one thing that I had an idea of over, which would be a really cool way. It's a sort of a Scav boss style event, a specific type of event is like UN airdrops, because like the UN does airdrops to like people in need when they are like under siege. Like they would be doing them in Syria now for like whoever is under siege. I'm gonna show my absolute stupidity of world politics at the moment and say whoever's being what's the word? Whoever's being oppressed at the moment is getting airdrops from the UN. Say you have like, and this is probably a real world example. A helicopter flies over and it drops something. A flare goes off and a huge package drops from the sky with parachutes on it or something like that.
But what's in it?
And
The UN aren't dropping guns.
Yeah, they might. But it doesn't have to be the UN. So it doesn't have to be.
We're talking
the UN
the UNTAR,
so,
yeah, the UNTAR, not.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the UNTAR every time. Like it could be Terror Group is dropping stuff. So they're dropping stuff. They drop a bunch of crap on the thingo, and the scavs are like, hello, that's dope. Let's get on there.
I think
every scav on the map goes for it.
I think the
that'd
issue
be really
is,
cool.
as just Edward said, there's a no-fly zone in the area of Tarkov. But what you could do is purely have a.
Oh really?
Yeah, you could.
Who said that?
It's in the law.
Who decided that law?
Nikita did.
Okay, well, I'm changing the law.
but you could
Nikita,
easily do that with like a vehicle drop off, or like imagine like instead of say on customs where the wall is, all of a sudden a event happens and a car smashes into the side of the wall and half the car's hanging out the wall, or something like that. There's ways you can implement the exact same thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Oh man, you could have a mole man buries out of the ground in a giant digging machine. Who gives a shit as long as it does something?
Yeah.
Like, as long as something happens on the map, who cares?
Which brings us back to the original point that the dynamic events with like audible noises, so people are know something's going on, head to that area is next level. It's
a fucking 2,000 meter fucking flare goes up into the air and then slowly drops, and it signifies that someone's requesting help. The UN fucking truck broke down or some shit. It's just something like that. More events randomly on a map will just bring just a more PvP focused. A lot more fun.
I think
even if you don't fight anyone.
I've had the idea that the Scav boss actually shouldn't spawn at the start of the map. It should spawn somewhere randomly between the start and say half an hour, which means that the people that actually play custom slower and more deliberate actually get an opportunity to kill the Scav boss. Because I can tell you now, if I go into a customs game and that Scav boss is up, either I'm or he's dead within the first 5 to 8 minutes. And a lot of other people do the exact same thing. So it would actually give more reason to stay in the map longer. But what I think would actually make it the coolerest, because I make words up, coolerest, would be when the Scav boss arrives, there needs to be an alert. And I'm talking like, I don't know, the Tarkov national anthem or some shit. I don't care. It just needs to be fucking... like...
And then it's like fucking wall goes down or something. I mean, it could be a fucking APC driving down the wall.
Or even like
and then
the
them
Scavs
climbing out of it or some shit.
Like he rocks up, like he has a patrol path that walks past a heap of Scavs, and then every time he goes past, they all shoot their guns up into the sky. Like, just...
Oh, fuck, cool. Dude, that would be that cool.
Yeah. And then that way, because like, I know places in the world that actually shoot in the air for celebration, and that would kind of be cool.
Oh, yeah.
Just those...
Have you ever seen the video of that guy rocking up, dropping his kid off at school, and then just getting out and just
with a PKP, and then just RP... that's a PKP.
Yeah.
PKP.
Oh, is it? It's crazy.
PKM.
Yeah, I know there's plenty of weddings in Afghanistan that when they have the wedding, they shoot a AK off into the sky as celebration. So,
yeah, I did that at my wedding.
Fuck.
So, yeah,
maybe I just thought I did. I can't remember.
But I think the idea of those kind of things would be super cool. Just making the game available to all types of play styles, because it's a very run and gun kind of style game at the moment, particularly on customs and factory. I think the people that benefit the most out of factory are generally the ones that play it the fastest.
Hell yeah.
Dude, like how I see the factory is, I see people going there and lower geared, hatcheting, going for the scav, getting gear off him and then playing it, but you can't have that when the spawns are like this fucking apart from each other. You can't be a hatchling and think, I'm going to open this door. Oh, hi, guy with the fucking RPK, just blowing my face off. But there's no point of like, I see factory as you load up, you rock up. This is PvP, bring it, Let's do this, Not... The scabs are just there to make me fucking shoot them in the face and say something nasty at this point. But it's a PvP map for me. Yeah.
All they do at the moment is just walk around and scream Russian bullshit into the ether, man. It's ridiculous. Like, it's just...
Spread my cheeks! Some shit. Yeah. I'm like, no, go away!
The issue is, like before, and this is why they had to change the spawns for factory, is I actually had a path I took for every spawn. I spawned, solo spawn, I was straight away looking at red blinker. If I spawned at red blinker, I'd be instantly sprinting to a certain spot. Barrels, I'd be charging solo spawn. Like, I knew exactly what I was doing for everyone. And unless you were pretty much like legs akimbo, there was a few Australian guys that pretty much held their ground against me. I controlled factory. People knew me as that guy that just, if he's playing factory, you just stop playing it. Like, it's...
Yeah.
Because it just went straight back to my days back when I was doing Half-Life Deathmatch and Adrenaline game, where it's, you have a tactic and that's the one that works. So...
Yeah. Oh well, it's the same as anything. Like you play CS:GO, if you rush banana one round and it works, and then you do it again, and the D is just terribly weak on that site. It's like,
Yeah,
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 we're
they're
gonna
just
have
never
16
gonna.
rounds.
They're never gonna
Yeah,
fucking stop you.
we're gonna have one. We're gonna have one CT round here, boys.
But I would like
This is
it
gonna be
more
great.
if they balance the game in that way that, say, it does benefit, not benefit, it gives a reward to different play styles. So, later spawns for the Scav boss. Like, I'm not saying every game, so it's a total randomization. The Scav comes every single game, 100% every single game, but it takes up to half an hour. Could be, 1 second in, 30 minutes in. So it gives that randomization for the people that do play different play styles to enjoy it. Because I'm sure there's heaps of people that hide in bushes at the start of the game. Just let the madness settle and then go around their part of their day.
Further on, I think the best would be to be for a playstyle like that. For if we're gonna stay longer in raids, that I want us to randomly spawn somewhere and not have set spawns where I jump over a fence, a broken fence, and I'm right next to 3-story dorms, but I can't just go to the mark room, get the stuff, and there's a lot of variations. Yes, I get a key bar fucking in my camera, all the stuff. Let's pass that, right? But I can't just run from dorms to my extract on the other side and just be out within 5 minutes. It needs to be, I get in, I do whatever I do, 10 minutes, shooting, fighting, not just being this, seeing what's going on, and then I'll get a message or something telling me, hey, you can get out, or, your extract's ready, here's your car, your buddies are waiting for you, or something like that.
I think that there should be, at the start of the map, you should have to organize your extract. So say you've got say you have 5 different extracts on customs. Each of them take a different amount of time to arrive, and then we'll wait for a different amount of time. Like, just have them all like random. It doesn't really matter. Like, you'd have like one that's like, this one can only be accessed 9 minutes in. This guy will wait for 5 minutes for you. This one could be accessed 3 minutes in. This guy will wait for 10 minutes for you. He costs a lot more though. He's a high priority service. Or like this guy's open the whole time. He costs 50k ruble. He's a reliable driver. He can defend himself and that kind of thing. And then you have it so that these extracts can also be like deactivated, in the sense that if they come under fire,
they're disabled for a period of time.
To disable for a period of time. Like, say you shoot at the SUV, the SUV burns off, and then he comes back in a
Next
minute.
route.
Yeah.
That will work because it will make the game not this fast. We're playing the game fast, obviously, because we're entertaining people. We want to get into the next fight as fast as possible and have that experience.
Yeah.
But also, I know there's people we like playing slow as well on our times, but we know when the map's dead. We hear nothing for the next 5 minutes, and then we're just like,
Time to get out.
well, fuck, we might as well leave. Yeah, dot out. What's the point? If you're in factory and you don't hear a single scav, a single noise, a single anything, you're just standing in the middle on the rafters, and you're just like, cool. Yeah, why am I here? Obviously we're gonna bolt out, but if you have something that we know is coming, or we're working towards that, that's going to make it twice as fun. It's going to make it, every game is going to be different.
Yep.
Well,
and as
you can have it, like, you don't have to have it that it costs something every time. Like Cannon said, you should have the free extracts, but you should have the free extracts like longer times. So like you have to stay in there for half an hour. But then the thing is, though, after that, you need to have something happening on the map, and that happening thing needs to be a scav boss or an event, something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
People aren't keen to just clear the map as soon as they spawn. They want to stick around. They want to see what happens during this map. There's 10 different events that could happen. Could be a rare one. That guy could be carrying a
fucking golden bat.
It could be the drunk scav that keeps dropping up at bloody the gas station and lights the gas station on fire. Like, who knows?
He could have ripped the
yes, Anton.
Ripped the,
Anton, come.
He could have, yeah, he could have ripped the Mercedes badge off your mum's bonnet.
Yeah,
Want to pay him
but
back
that's
with
what
it.
that would keep us in the game. You know, it wouldn't be just
Yeah.
like we know we just killed 8 people. What's the point of staying in the game? That's our problem at the moment. That's how we think about the game. But I hope later on it would be, you know, it would be like, oh shit, that was fucking awesome. I just killed 3 people, and I hear something's coming. You know, it's like, oh shit, wait, let's see if this is open or this is open. You know, it's gonna be like the dynamic thing would be fucking amazing.
Well, the issue I've found with customs, one of the issues is it's pretty much got 3 lanes. It's either you go spawn, which is either side, you go to either dorms, through the center, or through construction, and you get out. As Veritas Gaming says, he's got his set path he does every single time, and it's straightforward. I really think they should really look into the idea of changing customs from a rectangle map to a square. Just push out the wall from back of dorms, push that out however distance, give it a bit of shrubbery out that way, and then on the other side, you know how there's that new construction that they added at one point? There's an invisible wall. I fucking hate invisible walls, by the way. But that invisible wall,
Me too.
let it go fucking as far as it goes. Like, you know, as far as that construction zone goes. And then put spawns out in that woods bit and that new construction. Now you've got a square. Put random exits on every angle. So you don't, and some, like you said, maybe have the one that's directly across on the square. That's the fixed one that you can go out, definitely. But the ones on the sides, maybe they're open, maybe they're not. Maybe you got to do an event to open them, whatever. And I think that would be the difference to making customs that run and gun shoot in and out 7 to 12 minutes. Just killing the scav boss, get out. Add the delaying on the time. It'll stop that whole, like, I know my path for customs, and I think everyone that plays this game religiously does. Adds that variation with the dynamic events included. That would be my favorite map, easily.
What about continual spawn of PMCs?
Nah.
What do you think about that?
No, I don't think the servers are gonna handle that. I fucking hate it.
I'd rather
you already lost a leg, lost an arm, almost dying of dehydration, and then here's another 4-man team, and you're just like, you know, it's not gonna fucking work.
Yeah.
But you know,
us
spawning at all one time is also gonna.
I
be
think
better.
every map besides factory should have the PMC spawns doubled.
Oh yeah,
that could.
I
work.
think 6 is fine for factory.
Amazing.
But for
I think that
the rest, double.
I personally think that there should be 10. So like on customs, there's 12 player spawns. I think there should be 12 spawns. But each spawn is populated by a team, not a slot, not a player slot. So if a 5-man comes in, they take him one of the 12 slots. So you can have up to whatever 5 times 12 is, 50 players on there. It'd be chaos. It'd be amazing.
That would be fucking chaos. I mean, we had interchange with 21 people, didn't we? The first, I think I was in one of the raids where there was 21 people on there, and it wasn't running bad.
There's no scavs, though.
There was no scavs though.
Well, like I said, if you make customs that wider, then you'd actually just spread the spawns out over all 4 sides. Woods is fine. Woods, you could easily put them on all sides. I think woods should be a little bit wider and have more cabins and stuff. And then shoreline's big enough, easily to double the player base, and then interchange easily. I know Australian servers don't populate it enough at the moment anyway, but
guys,
this is this goes back to you need to do late spawns, unfortunately, to have that work.
Yeah.
What about just float this idea? There's one custom server, and it's just got everyone on it that's playing custom.
So a continual server that's always running.
That's if people aren't fucking getting what we're talking about.
Spawn camping would be the issue.
Yeah. For the people that are only joining in now, we're talking about the future of Tarkov, not now. You know, not now the desync and everything. We're just talking about if it can handle 20 people already, how it would be, you know, what missions and how the end of Tarkov. Because we're talking about the the future of Tarkov. What's our end game on Tarkov? Not point 0.9. Fuck point 0.9. we're already thinking about point 0.10 at this moment, which is all going to be a technical update, you know. And hopefully, I just hope they're doing the fucking animations, dude, because it's going to give us FPS and all that. So,
yeah, I think there's plenty of opportunity for some really, really great ideas out there. Just a matter of the time for them to build it. So that's probably the biggest kicker, because with the small dev team, we've raised heaps of ideas. I'm sure they've got a massive list. Nikita's already said he's got a whiteboard with 3 lines of just like quality of life improvements, fixes, and major updates and that. So I'd love to spend one day there and just hear all the ideas they've got, and I think it'd be amazing. Maybe I'll go to
vodka.
I'll swing by there in 2020 when I'm in Russia and just be like, hey,
Yeah.
Nikita, show me this whiteboard.
How's it going?
Yeah.
Wipe that one off. Nah, like that was on.
Nah.
Pestily Scav boss, yes.
Watching Scav, thank you.
It's just a Scav boss wearing a cat onesie.
And it's just surrounded by cat statues. He's got his own little room in dorms full of cat statues, and he's just like placing them in the right spots in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be fucking epic.
Yeah.
Triple 16 and
Cat's back.
fucking the cat's back. Pestyly's gonna start again.
That is the end game. Actually, you've got to collect 700 cat statues to spawn the Scav boss, which will give you the key.
The funny thing is that you actually did collect 700 cat statues, and then the next day, the wipe dropped and the Scav boss came.
It was literally the next day.
I don't know if you unlocked it, but I have a feeling you may have unlocked it. It was pretty much all you.
Yeah, you've done the best. You brought us the Scav boss, the deal maker, the deal maker, the deal maker. Oh god.
Veritas reckons Scav bosses that take 40 hours to kill, like world bosses. Crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No.
You know, there's like 600 people standing around it, just going duck, 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 duck. It's like Destiny.
Back up, and then emptying up that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. People loading for you.
Yeah.
200,000 rounds later, more.
Yeah. And it's got like little damage indicators flicking up.
Yeah.
We're playing the division now, are we?
Yeah, we are. Slash started with the whole fucking airdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Look, like,
but
not to go too far off topic, but Division was a fun game to play. Like, I actually really enjoyed. Like, I played it post all that bullshit. They actually did fix it up into a good game in the end, but it was already it was already like 2 years too late.
Too late. Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, and this is really interesting because people are like, oh, why isn't Pathfixer? Why isn't Escape from Tarkov on Steam? That's a question I get all the time. And I'm 99% sure it's because they don't want, one, the bad reviews that it would get, because it would get a shitload of bad reviews. And two, they don't want the player base. They do want it to grow, and they do want to promote it. But if they had 20,000 players in the matter of a week, we'd be fucked. This game would just tank.
We'll be fucked.
So
yeah. Well, it's the same thing that happened to it's exactly the same thing that happened to PlayerUnknown's. Like it
peaked too early.
It only had its training wheels on, and then people were strapping high booster engines to it, and it's like you guys need to settle down. And then it was just like, okay, we've got 9 million player base. We need more servers. We don't have any money because we're selling the game for like $20 because it wasn't ready. It's only just been greenlit. Okay, what are we gonna do? Let's just introduce 1.0 when it's not ready and loot crates. Done. Game tanked. Like
no. That is true.
But yeah,
that is true. But I would never jump back into a game like DayZ standalone. You know. Where it had so hype. Yeah, it had such a fucking great hype. Fuck that.
Well,
Veritas just said it, like, framed it perfectly. I would have refunded if it was on Steam. Took me 3 months. That's pretty much exactly how my first play experience went. I went on and it was like, oh, America only servers. This game sucks balls. And then why do I keep dying to grenade launchers?
Why does the server keep crashing on me?
Yeah. Why do I, when I fucking look at someone, my game freezes and I die?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Unfortunately, aggressive expansion only works for businesses like something like Uber. Like you have to be shortchanging yourself for making losses, and game dev companies don't have the capital or the sort of the reach to be able to do aggressive expansion and then consolidate afterwards, because like once they've got your money off you, they can't get any more money off you. Like it's not a paid continual service, so they can't expand like that and continue to function. Like the way they work is just not congruent with like expanding that fucking fast.
I just
Doesn't work.
I just remembered I can't remember the source, and I don't think it was an official source, but it was talking about how the vault of the streets of Tarkov has either a casino or a bank or both. Have you heard about that? So the streets of...
I have heard about the bank.
Yeah, so there was like...
I've heard about the bank.
Yeah, so it was like they go to Streets of Tarkov and there's actually a bank with a vault, because I know someone just brought up the point about if there was a vault like raid. And
yeah,
I think, because we didn't actually really touch on the maps that haven't even been implemented yet, but the fact that if there was like an area like that, you have a scav boss that's like the banker, you know, give them the really cheesiest names: the deal maker, the banker. Everyone has the before their name. It's like, those things.
Yeah,
makes me.
For those, like, for people talking about stuttering and things like that, like Marty's just that in the chat. You should, if I don't know if you're new to the game, Marty, but try playing the game like 0.5, 0.6, man. If you're walking around and someone came within 40 meters of you, your whole game is going, and then just lock up, and then you go, oh, there's someone near me, and then you just
there's someone near me.
Like,
yeah.
Do
you remember?
Like the game is so much better now than it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the start of the game where you used to spawn into a game, and for the first like 30 seconds, it was like a stop motion animation, and like
animation was just
like they just like they stood still, and then like 5 seconds later they were like 40 meters in front of where they were, and then like 40 meters further, and it was just like, what's going on? Like,
what?
Or you'd spawn in, and then like 10 seconds later it'd just lock up, and then you go, yep, another player spawned in, and then it'd lock up again, and they go, that's scavs.
Yeah.
Like, you just know.
Factory was the best for it, because like I'd be like, all right, next wave of scavs are in, I'm good to go. Like,
or you can count it down. You can count it down. You could go 3
minutes and 90.
and then it'd lock up, and then you go, yeah, scavs are in. And then you'd hear in the distance, Shojili. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, that's what the game used to be like. So that's and you wouldn't spawn next to your team. That was funny.
Unfortunately, in Factory, it was like, as soon as you get into a game, it'd be like, yeah, barrels, solo, red blinker, fuck, I got forklift. And there's like 2 players in between, and the guy's like, I'm coming!
Yeah. How fun! Oh man, that shit was so funny. I remember spawning into Factory with like 4 mans, and you go in there and it'd be like, instantly it's just like, barrels, forklift, thing, and then you'd be like, oh crap, I'm on the other side, and it'd be like, where are they? Like, another 2-man shit. And they'll be like hiding in barrels, just like shitting themselves, and you're like, oh shit, they're getting rushed, and you're like sprinting to the other side of the map trying to save your boy.
The amount of times I did it, like had a new person come into my stream and I was trying to help them out, and they're like, oh, I need this item. Oh, no worries, man. Jump in the factory. All right. I'm like, the spawn's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I get in. I'm like, yep, I'm at forklift. And he goes, I'm near a light. I'm like, oh, you're at red blinker. No worries. I'll be there in a second. And I'd start running over, and this I'd get to red blinker. Like I'd be like, actually no, I'd be like solely spawn. I'd move down to red blinker, and I'd get shot by the guy, and he'd be like, oh no, I'm near that forklift thing. I'm like, so mad. Like they just like,
yeah. Oh man. Yeah. The factory's been the bane of my existence. That was so funny. Yeah.
I mean, going back to the maps though, like Terminal. I think Streets of Tarkov is far away gone, but Terminal
yeah.
I think was next in the list.
They're doing
Terminal, I
Terra
think
now.
we had. Yeah, but
See, I'm
we had
worried about
photos
that,
of
like-
Terminal though.
I'm sort
A
of
while
worried about
back.
that. Like, why have they steered that in another direction? Like to this Terra Labs, whatever the hell Terra Labs is. We have no idea what this map is going to be. A lot of people are saying they reckon it's going to be enterable from factory, and it's going to be a factory extension. How's that going to work? Like, you go into factory and then you run down to the other door.
Oh,
and
the
extract
key
and
card.
go into-
It's the key card where
Yeah. So it opens up.
that could
Like,
actually
okay,
work.
so does that ruin factory because now you got like 6 people that spawn in, and you've got a 5-man group and then one dude, and
I
all
I
5
don't
of
want them
those
to touch
go and
factory.
use the key card and get in. Like, what
Yeah.
happens then? Like, how does it work? Does that ruins factory? Because then you've just got like 5 people that just spawn into factory just for the point of exiting. Like, do you have, if you exit once, do you unlock Terra Labs and you can now spawn Terra Labs? Like, what's the deal?
They shouldn't
It's-
touch.
it's-
They shouldn't touch factory at all.
It's sort of, it's confusing.
Here we go. I'm trying to go through these pictures. I know they posted photos of Terminal, the rendered parts of it that are still busy with. I know they still need to give us the new shrubbery because they've done it. You know, these pictures.
Yeah, I agree
Um,
with the comment that factory should be left alone for the fast paced guys. So it gives someone
Yeah.
like me when I'm like, all right, I want to burn some cash. I want to go destroy some people in the face, and just
Yeah.
mess about on factory. Like if you play around with factory too much, you are opening or like you're shifting the whole meta of where people go for their fast paced action, and you don't want to do that. I would like the fact though if they did make a temporary arena where it's just like you can only queue as a 3-man into factory, so it's like a separate factory like time. There's like the normal daytime, nighttime, and 3-man, and you can only queue in with a 3-man group into the 3-man. Like the ready button's not even there until you're in a 3-man party, and then you go only against 3 other 3-man groups, and it's just a temporary little playful arena where you can do 3v3s all day and night. I think that'd be quite nice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I think we're just on our 2-hour mark now. It's already 3 in the morning for me, and I've got to start my stream in 5 hours. So
Yeah.
we should probably wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm bugged.
Thank you everyone that's been hanging out today in the chat, talking to us while we've been talking, just pretty much chin wagging, having a bit of fun. We really do like the input from you guys as we talk. It helps us keep talking about things that we like and dislike and wish we implemented into the game. If you guys don't already know, we are all in the same stream team. Anton had some technical issues with his eyelids today. So please go check out Ghost Freak, Slush Puppy, and Anton. Give them a follow. Anton starts his stream in half an hour. Ghost Freak will probably start very soon after this podcast. And Slush Puppy finished just before we started this podcast. So I start my stream in 5 hours. Yeah. So thank you very much for all that, guys. Should we host someone? We should host someone.
Yeah. Let's go with someone.
Can I choose?
Yep. Go on.
I like I like to be in control. Here we go.